This methods video is titled Small Efforts Make a Big Difference, and it's going to be a safety methods video. So for this methods video, I'm going to cover 4 different safety topics. Personal protective equipment, it's called fashion. Sharps containers, whodunit. Waste tags, a tale of no abbreviations. And bleach bottle disposal. It really is that easy. So first up, personal protective equipment. It's called fashion. So we are each Spartan scientist, and as we work in the lab, there's a few critical pieces of PPE or fashion that we need to wear. First off, we need to be wearing full-length pants. Secondly, we need to be wearing our lab coats, and especially wearing them buttoned to fully cover our upper bodies. Then we need to be wearing our gloves when we're working in the lab. This is protecting both the things we're working with as well as ourselves. Important note is to not be touching your face. Be careful touching your phone or personal items when you're wearing your gloves. And then finally, we need to be wearing safety glasses if you're working with bleach or anything else hazardous that you feel might be splashed into your eyes. Remember to never ever wear your lab coat or gloves outside the labs. Those are to keep the icky things and dangerous things not on your person and not on your personal items, so don't take them out of the lab. Our next topic is sharps containers, whodunit. So sharps are needles, syringes, blades, basically anything that can poke or slice you. And this is what a sharps container looks like. You need to mark the sharps container with your initials and the date when the first item is added. So if you're starting a new sharps container, put your thing in, just mark it really quickly. And the reason we need to do this is because sharps containers need to be disposed of either when they're full or 90 days after they first are started, whichever one comes first. And it's hard to know when they're started if you don't mark them. So initials and the date. Our third topic is waste tags, a tale of no abbreviations. So we're all familiar with waste tags, and we're just going to walk through how to fill one out so that it's all clear. So the top is some general information. The project leader, for example, could be this person named Kuel Human. They're in the chems department, they work in our room, they have a phone number, they're filling this out themselves, and they're marking the accumulation start date. Similar to sharps containers, waste needs to be disposed of after a certain amount of time, so we need to mark the start date. The next section is the contents section. This is arguably the most important because it tells everyone what's inside of this container. So you need to mark the container size, what type of waste, and then list out the things that you have added to it. So here we have Kumasi Blue, 30 mils, and then we also have this 3-morpholinylpropane 1-sulfonic acid, 30 mils. And maybe you don't recognize that, but that's MOPS buffer. And it's critical that you're not having abbreviations because even though we're all familiar with MOPS and we know we can easily look it up, blah, 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 an EH&S person or anyone else who's going to be working with or handling our waste needs to know what is in our waste containers. So you need to not use abbreviations, writing out the full name. The last section is this hazard section. You need to mark all of the applicable boxes. So this is just illustrative. You should not combine waste of all these different types. But just for illustration, check the boxes of the types of waste that you're adding to a waste container. Our fourth and final topic is bleach disposal. It really is that easy. So you finished a bottle of bleach. Now what? Believe it or not, you just rinse, recap, and recycle or trash. But it really is that easy. Use water, rinse it out, give it a shake, dump it out, put the cap back on, put it in the waste. If you want, you can write empty on the rinsed and recapped bottle, depending on what source online I've looked at. Some places request this, most don't. But if it makes you feel better about throwing away a bleach bottle, this at least communicates to the person who's going to be handling the waste that it is an empty bleach bottle and they don't need to be concerned for their safety. And finally, you need to remember to always wear your safety glasses and gloves when handling bleach. Those are our 4 topics, and I'll just leave you with these kings of comedy really communicating my main point. Safety first.